Hello again, and welcome to your Assessment and Learning 1 class. Assessment plays an important role in the process of learning and motivation. The types of assessment tasks that we ask our students to do determine how students will approach the learning task and what study behaviors they will use. In the words of higher education scholar John Biggs, what and how students learn depends to a major extent on how they think they will be assessed. Given the importance of assessment for student learning, it is important to understand the purposes of classroom assessment. The purposes of classroom assessment can be categorized into three: assessment of learning, assessment for learning, and assessment as learning. Let's talk about them one by one. First is assessment of learning. The purpose of this kind of assessment is usually summative and is mostly done at the end of a task, unit of work, of chapter, a term, and so on. It is designed to provide evidence of achievement to parents, other educators, the students themselves, and sometimes to outside groups like employers and other educational institutions. Here are some examples of summative assessment: end of term or midterm exams, quarterly exams, cumulative work over an extended period such as a final project or creative portfolio, end of unit or chapter tests, and standardized tests. Assessment of learning is the assessment that becomes public and results in statements or symbols about how well students are learning. It often contributes to pivotal decisions that will affect students' futures. It is important, then, that the underlying logic and measurement of assessment of learning be credible and defensible. Now, let's take a look at the role of teachers in assessment of learning. Teachers have the responsibility of reporting student learning accurately and fairly, based on evidence obtained from a variety of contexts and applications. Effective assessment of learning requires that teachers provide a rationale for undertaking a particular assessment of learning at a particular point in time. Students need to know why they are being assessed. Clear descriptions of the intended learning. Since assessment tasks are aligned with the intended learning, they must be clearly described and communicated to the students. Processes that make it possible for students to demonstrate their competence and skills.